Welcome back to my channel, Open the Door. This is episode 40. I'm going to be talking about prayers, affirmations, and mantras. What's the difference? What are they and how can we use them? So each of these aspects involves repetitive verbal or mental practices to achieve psychological or spiritual goals. And each differs significantly in origins, specific uses, and underlying philosophies. I'm going to talk about the origin, definition, and purpose of each of these three things: prayers, affirmations, and mantras, beginning with prayers. So the origin of prayers goes back thousands of years and is used in a variety of religious and spiritual practices and self-help context as well. The definition of prayer is just simply, it's a statement of belief and positivity directed toward a higher power. And the purpose is to reinforce faith and to manifest desired outcomes by invoking divine assistance. Common prayers in the Christian faith include the Our Father and the blessing that we say before meals. Good bless us, O Lord, and these gifts which we receive from your bounty. But prayer is also used in many other religious practices as well, including the Jewish religion, Hinduism, Buddhism, and Islamic religions. And cultures that use prayers regularly include the indigenous, what some refer to as Native Americans, as well as Africans, Hinduism, Taoism, New Age, and spirituality. They're all religions and aspects of using prayer. So affirmations. The origin of affirmations has roots that go back in various religious and philosophical traditions, and they're traced back to ancient times and span multiple traditions. Now, the emphasis in affirmations is the power of positive statements to influence our mind and our behavior. And the definition of an affirmation is a positive statement or declaration that's repeated to encourage positive mindset and manifest desired outcomes. It's stated in the present tense as if it's true, and I'm going to give you some examples of that a little bit later. But the purpose of the affirmations is to focus the mind on optimistic and constructive thoughts. And the manifestation is achieved by using affirmations to bring desired results into reality. And as I stated before, as far as manifestations go, and affirmations, you state it as if it's true. That's one key aspect of manifesting. Affirmations are used to build self-confidence and self-worth by reinforcing positive beliefs about ourselves through positive self-talk. And it brings about emotional well-being by reducing our stress, anxiety, and negative thought patterns. Here's an example of an affirmation that I use. I am sensitive and I am strong. I'm balanced. So they're very simple, short statements. Cultures that use affirmations include the New Thought movement, self-help practices, as well as personal development. And more specific cultures that use affirmations are Hinduism, Buddhism. In both of those, they use something called meta phrases that are phrases of goodwill and compassion towards ourselves and others. And in the African American community, within the context of resilience and empowerment, for example, the Black Lives Matter movement. In indigenous cultures, affirmations are used to connect to the land, ancestors, and the community. In the Australian Aboriginal community, they use affirmations as to reinforce their sense of identity and cultural continuity. In positive psychology, they use affirmations to promote mental well-being and resilience, as well as with yoga and wellness for mindfulness and self-acceptance, and again, positive thinking. So we've done prayers and affirmations. Now I'm going to talk about mantras for a couple minutes. So the origin of mantras they're specific to Eastern spiritual traditions with an emphasis on sacred and vibrational qualities that are often found in ancient languages like Sanskrit. And they're central to many religious and spiritual traditions. The definition of a mantra is a sacred phrase, and it's used with chanting or vocal sounds that have specific spiritual meaning. And the purpose of mantras is that they're used for spiritual evolution, meditation, and connecting with higher consciousness. Here's an example of a mantra. Om Mani Padme Hum. And the meaning of that is literally, the meaning is the jewel is in the lotus, but what it's referencing is the Buddhist path of using compassion and wisdom to transform oneself and achieve enlightenment. Other cultures that use mantras are in Hinduism with the Vedic sacred texts that are used for spiritual growth, concentration, and devotion. In Buddhism, mantras are used to attain enlightenment. In Jainism, they use daily mantras to honor the 5 supreme beings that they believe in Jainism. And other cultures that use mantras are Sikhism. They use the mantras to encapsulate their core beliefs. And Taoism, where mantras and sacred sounds are used to harmonize with the Tao, also known as the Way, and invoke divine energies. I'm going to do a separate episode on Taoism and compare it to several other spiritual and or religious practices to kind of explain more about the Tao. In case you've heard that word and not sure what it means, I'll do another episode on that. So next I'd like to talk about my experience with each of these 3 things: prayers, mantras, and affirmations. And if you've been watching my channel, then you already know that I was raised Christian. I was raised in the Catholic Church, and especially in my adulthood, gained a deeper meaning and connection with the divine through prayer. And when I say meaning, I mean my meaning and how I fit into the universe, and how I can connect to God by finding that purpose. So I leaned in more into prayer in my adult life, and even when I was still practicing Catholic, I had a great devotion to prayer and to the church, and also participated in what I call extraordinary practices like adoration of the Blessed Sacrament, which was held once a month, and also First Friday devotions. So there's plenty of prayers, beautiful prayers, and beautiful prayer practices within the Christian church. And I, to this day, have a handful of prayers that I keep in my toolkit and still use regularly, including the Lord's Prayer. So mantras, I became aware of more along my spiritual path, and mantras were recommended by others, mentors, and people who guided me on my path, to use mantras for meditation and mental clarity, to release negative thought patterns. And basically it is a form of mindfulness, because you're in the moment repeating and chanting mantras over and over again. So here's a couple examples of mantras, and a few of these I have used. Common ones that are used are, there's one, this is from the Sanskrit language, Om Shanti. Another one would be Om Soham, which that's used in Hinduism, and it translates to I am that I am. The Om Shanti in Sanskrit, Om translates to the word peaceful, and Shanti translates to the word universe. So when we chant Om Shanti, we're actually calling forth a peaceful universe. So moving on now, affirmations and my experience with affirmations. Well, I kind of see prayer and mantras as form of affirmations, and I've been known to transpose and use the word mantra and affirmation to kind of mean the same thing, because to me they are. But affirmations are repeated phrases that again bring forth a positive mindset or to manifest in our lives. And first I'll give you a couple examples of affirmations. So I told you the one about I'm strong and sensitive, I'm in balance. Another one that I say often is simply, I am peace, I am love, I am light. I am peace, I am love, I am light. And normally when I say an affirmation, I say it 3 times. Another affirmation would be, I let go of ego and rise above. Another way to say that would be, look at the bigger picture. But letting go of ego and reminding yourself to do that several times a day is not a bad practice, because the ego tends to drive us in the opposite direction of where our higher selves are guiding us to go. So I'm going to give you an example next of how to use all 3 prayer, affirmation, and mantras in one single meditation. And you do that by starting with prayer to set a sacred space and setting your intention. And again, when we've set intentions in the past, if you're not sure what intention to set, then just leave it open to God and to the universe to bring forth what is most needed for your greatest and highest good in that moment. So the first thing you're going to do is start with your prayer and sort of set the stage for a sacred space and set your intention. Then the next thing you'll do is you'll chant a mantra to focus and center your mind, and then close with the affirmation to reinforce the positive self-belief and intentions that you have set. Sorry, I got itch. Okay, so I'm going to talk you through that kind of meditation right now. We'll start with prayer and then use a mantra, and then close it with an affirmation. So don't get scared. Don't cut out of the video. Stick with me for a couple more minutes. It's not going to be a long meditation, I promise. But we will close our eyes and take a couple deep breaths together. So let's do that. And exhale. Wow, I could tell on that breath I'm carrying a little tension. Take another deep breath in. And exhale slowly. Once more, deep breath in. And connect to your heart space, right here. The prayer I'd like to start with is a Christian prayer called the Prayer of St. Francis. And there is a song that uses these words as well that I have sung for many years. I'm not going to sing right now. I'm just going to read the words. And Prayer of St. Francis goes like this. Dear Divine Creator, make me a channel of your peace. Where there is hatred, let me sow your love. Where there is injury, your pardon. Where there's doubt, let me bring faith. Where there is despair, hope. And where there's darkness, let me bring light, sadness, joy. For it's in giving that we receive, and it's in pardoning that we're pardoned, and in dying we are born into eternal life. Next up, we're going to do a mantra. I'm going to say it once and repeat it a total of 10 times. I'm actually going to chant it for you, so you can just listen while I do it or join in if you would like. When you chant, it's usually a singular note or one or at the most 2 or 3 pitches, and I'm going to keep this on two pitches, so I'll show you with my hand where I'm moving up and down. The mantra that we're going to chant is the one that I told you before that says Om Mani Padme Hum. 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 And we'll close with an affirmation. I'm going to read it 3 times. I radiate love effortlessly, showering compassion and kindness onto others without judgment. I am grateful for the boundless love that surrounds me and flows from me. It's kind of long, I know. I radiate love effortlessly, showering compassion and kindness onto others without judgment. I am grateful for the boundless love that surrounds me and flows from me. I radiate love effortlessly, showering compassion and kindness onto others without judgment. I'm grateful for the boundless love that surrounds me and flows from me. You can create your own affirmations. You don't have to use any of my suggestions if they don't resonate with you. It's pretty easy. Just play around with some words and you'll try to create a short phrase that feels right to you, and you feel comforted and guided when you say these affirmations. If you'd like to know more about mantras, you can find plenty of information on that on the internets. And YouTube, of course, has plenty of videos out there as well. Thank you for joining me today. I really do appreciate those of you that keep coming back. It's not a huge amount of you, but there's a decent amount, and I do appreciate it. So hopefully this episode clarified a little bit for you the difference between prayers, mantras, and affirmations. And don't be shy. Leave your questions and comments down there in the comment section. So take good care of yourselves. I wish you peace, love, and light. I'll be back again soon, I promise. So take good care until then, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.